So back to what I was saying. So they have all these animations for Streets of Rage 4. Now it turns out the people who were developing the game did business with a company called Lizard Cube. Now, Lizard Cube did business with Sega before. They released a game called Wonder Boy and the Dragon's Trap, which is an old Sega Master System exclusive game, until they released it for a couple of other consoles. But in the Wonder Boy version, they give you the ability to change it back and forth between cartoon drawings to what the game looked like when it was in the 8-bit stage. Okay, you got him. But see, I never saw any YouTube videos where people compared the difference between Streets of Rage 2 and 3. I'm pretty sure there probably are a few of them out there, but I've never seen any of them. But besides the controversy, you know, Streets of Rage 3 wasn't a bad game. In fact, I'd say it was one of the best because it had more unlockable characters, the stages were a little bit longer, there was even branching paths you could take. They didn't add that for Part 2 or Part 1.
Mm-hmm.
So yet other people complain and say that Part 3 wasn't as good as Part 2. Now, I like Part 2. It's one of my favorite games. And it's probably one of the best beat-em-ups that practically saved Sega back in the earlier days. But let's face it, Sega didn't release as many beat-em-ups for their console as Nintendo did for theirs. If you look at the early days of the history...
Got him.
Okay, you can take that apple, but stop hitting me.
I'm trying to.
See, because Nintendo, back when they developed their Super NES, their Super Famicom system, they did business with Capcom. And Capcom had a lot of classic arcade games that were redeveloped for the Super Nintendo. Now, they didn't look 100% like their arcade counterparts, but they were really fun to play.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when people compare the difference between Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, they figured Super Nintendo games were better. But in my opinion, Genesis games were more interesting. It was basically quality over quantity. Meaning, Super Nintendo had quality games, but Sega Genesis had more games than Super Nintendo did. Even the Angry Video Game Nerd did 2 separate videos talking about how he thinks Super Nintendo is better than Sega Genesis. And yet, you can't find that many Super Nintendo games on other systems other than the Nintendo Switch, and you can't even find those games anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, you can turn on any fucking system and find a Genesis game for that system. Meaning, you can find any of the Streets of Rage for like PlayStation, Microsoft's Xbox, and even Nintendo itself. Yet, you don't find that many Super Nintendo titles anymore. And now, after they shut down the eShop, We don't get the same. We don't get the same downloadable games anymore.
I want to know why the hell do I have 8? Whatever the levels.
No, that's not your level. That's your
lives.
Because you earned a lot of points, dude. I only have more lives than you because I stole some of the secret lives that I found hidden throughout the game. You can take that. You can take that apple there. See, in the game, there's 3 secret hidden lives, and I know where all of them are. Oh shit. But like I said, you beat up a lot of guys, you got a lot of points, so naturally the points add up and you get more lives. It is kind of strange though, in Streets of Rage 4, you see every adoration of every single character and how they look. Like take the Blaze Fielding character. How she looked in part 1, how she looked in part 2, how she looked in part 3. Compared to how she looks in part 4. Believe it or not, they even have a version of Max for part 4, but he's not a playable character, at least not his new version. Which would have been nice if they added that for the game, but they didn't. I mean, think about it. They got a new version of Shiva, a new version of Max, and yet you can't play as them. It makes me wonder if the people who developed Streets of Rage 4 are they gonna add those characters in as DLCs or something?
I do fat asses.
Oh, those guys are even worse than part 4, dude.
Are you sure? Because I fought these guys easily in the when I got the Game Pass.
Yeah, I don't think they're that easy, dude. If you give them a half a second to attack you, they'll fucking destroy your health. You probably just bum rushed them quick and didn't give them a chance to fight. But if they get about a half a second lead start, they'll fucking dog your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Between those fat guys and the Kung Fu guys, they're basically the hardest guys to take down in Streets of Rage 4. Shit, even some of the bosses are easier than them. So I'm thinking, you know, I like Streets of Rage 2, it's one of my favorites, but I'm wondering why certain people badmouth Streets of Rage 3 so much. I mean, I'll admit, because of the controversy, it fucked up a lot of what we liked about Part 3. You know, like the characters weren't their original colors. I mean, think about it. Seeing Blaze Fielding in a suit that's not her red outfit, her traditional red outfit, did kind of fuck things up for me when I played Part 3.
Got me.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to get off of you. That's the problem. They did fix that problem for Part 4, though. Like, we can't accidentally grab each other or hit each other in Part 4. They have something called Friendly Fire, which you can turn it on and off.
Oh, I hate this guy.
Yeah, but you're about as big as he is, so you can usually handle him.
Like, Max is like Hulk. God damn it.
Like, Streets of Rage 1 was developed to compete with Final Fight.
Okay.
And I guess when they developed, I guess when they created a guy like Max, they wanted a guy who was big and strong,
Yes, I finally got him.
Oh yeah, cool. They wanted a guy who was similar to Mike Hagar from Final Fight. And that's basically what Max is. He's basically like a Hagar wannabe. A Mike Hagar wannabe.
Why use take both of those? Because I would like them.
Well, you got enough points already, and I need to get more free lives. I'm running out of them faster than I can.
You have 6, and I have 5.
Yeah, but you're surviving more than I am. Better get that apple. Oh shit, see, I was about to get him. You should have gotten the apple, which is up there. Go get it.